Hello, check, check. myself. I can't hear myself. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Testing, testing. I can't hear. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't hear myself. No, that's better. Thank you. No, yeah, no. Okay, thanks. But I cannot hear you.
You will.
Okay.
It's one of the highlights of the badminton calendar, and the world's finest players have gathered for the 25th edition of the Uber Cup, first held in 1956-57. China are the country defending their title after their victory in Wuhan 2 years ago, their 12th win overall in the competition, and the Chinese are favourites once again to win this competition over the next 8 days. But badminton's best from all around the world will be trying to fly the flag for their nation and bring home the gold medals. Famous faces, young prospects alike, hoping to shine on the big stage. It should be a wonderful week. And the leaning Uber Cup comes from India and its capital city of Delhi. The world's second most populous country, where cricket is a national obsession, but where badminton is fast gaining popularity. Delhi, a cosmopolitan city, the political hub of India, with its numerous national institutions and landmarks. It really is a city rich in history and culture, tastes and ambience. And it's at the Siri Sports Complex, a venue that hosted the Commonwealth Games 4 years ago, where we're playing here. I'm Richard Kaufman alongside former world #1 Morten Frost. A very warm welcome to the third session on this opening day of the Leaning Thomas and Uber Cups. And as suggested, Uber Cups are focused tonight at the Siri Sports Complex. It's this group-wide clash between the hosts India and Canada, also in this group Thailand and Hong Kong. And obviously they're hoping here that India's women will fare a little better than their men did earlier today. PV Sindhu may be only 18, but she's already achieved great things. The first Indian women's singles player to bring home a medal from a World Championships when she won bronze in Guangzhou last August. The lanky teenager showed there's more than one top women's player from the host country, and with PV on their side, well, the locals will be hoping they can cheer their team out of the group section. And the crowd here obviously getting ready to see one other top Indian women's singles player, the poster girl, that is Saina Nehwal, Commonwealth gold medal winner. May only be India's 4th appearance in this Uber Cup, but if Saina can put behind her injury issues, then she can lead from the front. She's been as high as world number 2. At number 8 right now, the Olympic bronze medalist says she's fit and raring to go. So Saina and PV Sindhu, they'll be the first 2 Indians on court, up against 2 Canadians ranked, well, pretty much a mile behind them. After that, the World Championship bronze medalist Panaparan Gudda also won a bronze, didn't they, a few weeks ago at the Asian Badminton Championships. They're against Bruce and Chan. The final women's singles, PC Tulasi against Brittany Tam, and Rachel Honderich back in action in the women's doubles alongside Grace Gow, up against Nsiki Reddy and Pradnya Gandhi. So a lot to digest for Morten Frost as the music blares out inside the auditorium, but here come the players, and she's famous not only in India, of course, all around the world, Saina Nehwal, but she's a crowd favourite, isn't she, Morten?
She is, and she's playing a very positive style of badminton, and that's gained her a lot of fans, not only in India, but also around the world.
Of course, the Indian men didn't fare too well this afternoon. 4-1 they lost in their match against Malaysia. Are you expecting the women to fare a little better?
Relatively speaking, I believe that the women's team is stronger than the men's team. So yes, I do expect them to fare better.
Well, Saina Nehwal here in the first match. Her Canadian counterpart walking in for the toss here, Jocelyn Coe. And of course, the top women's singles player in Canada has been playing pretty well, hasn't she? But she's not here, unfortunately.
No, Michelle Lee.
Bit disappointing, isn't it, in some respect? Canada qualifying and not bringing their best player.
Absolutely, but there must be valid reasons for that. I do not know the reasons. I've not spoken to anyone in this matter. So
we understand it's other commitments. She's still studying, and perhaps she's got her finals coming up next month.
It could be finals, yeah, and obviously that's extremely important as well. So, so you know, being a Chinese out of Chinese family, obviously they pay you know, a lot of importance to education, and you know, living in Canada, that would be very important to them.
Well, she's 8th in the world right now, Saina. I did mention she was up to number 2. She's very experienced, first singles in the Uber Cup back in 2006. So a lot of experience to be in this position, and really, given the world ranking of her opponent here, Jocelyn Coe, who's ranked 218 in the world, although she has been as high as 59.
Yeah.
We should have a one-sided affair, shouldn't we, really?
I think so, but as you very rightly say, the ranking doesn't give Coe justice, because it's all about also, you know, participating in on the world circuit, and she has obviously not played a lot lately.
This is her first international tournament of 2014. Fortunately, the music I was going to play, so it stopped. I should have kept my mouth quiet, haven't I, Paul?
It gives the answer.
I think it's the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, the music is rather loud here.
Well, the crowd are enjoying it anyway. And it was quite clear in the men's match that the crowd here were desperate to try and get behind the men's teams, and as soon as there was a bit of success, it got very noisy without the music.
Yes. So true, and it was a very fine ending match they had in the men's team against Malaysia, where they actually won the point. And I think, you know, just watching from the stands, that it was very well deserved.
Well, our umpire is from Australia, Kelly Hoare. Our service judge is Grace Chea from Singapore.
Thank you, players. Get ready.
Well, the warming up almost done with, and we're just about ready to get things underway. There is a bit of pressure on Saina Nehwal. She hasn't been at her very best, really, you could really say, over the last year.
Yeah.
But she says she's raring to go. She knows the onus is on her to get her team off to a good start. She thinks if she can get them off to a good beginning, it'll be a boost to their confidence of the other team. And then she realised, obviously, that if it doesn't go well, there's going to be a lot more pressure on PV Sindhu. But perhaps not in this match, but in matches to come, that's where it really... I mean, you know, when they face the Thai players, for example, in the group stages.
That's a tough match. But it's all about for the Indian team to settle in on the court and get used to the hall here and how the drift is affecting the play, and you know, the speed of shuttles and everything. It's all about settling in.
On my right, Canada, represented by Jocelyn Coe. And on my left, India, represented by Saina Newell. Saina Newell, India to serve. Love all. Play.
So we're underway in the Uber Cup match here between India and Canada, and Saina Nehwal with a simple opening point.
Yeah. What a start. Easy. 2 points, 2 mistakes.
It's good. There's bound to be some nerves here from the 2 Canadian players. I mentioned already, this is Jocelyn Coe's first international tournament of the year. And in fact, her last tournament at the end of last year was in America, and she played women's doubles in that match as well. So you have to go back even a month earlier than that at the Pan American Championships, where she last played a singles match. So, you know, we're going back more than 6 months.
Yes.
And she's playing against one of the world's best players who was on home territory.
Tall order.
But we've seen as well, sometimes playing at home can make players shrink. But Saina's used to this. She's done it before, obviously. Indian Open, Commonwealth Games, it didn't bother her, did it? She went and won gold.
Yeah. No, she's far too experienced to be worried about that. She will go all the way, I have no doubts.
Well, net cord there, just helping Jocelyn Coe's cause. It got her off the mark. Wide from Coe. I mean, you look at the first couple of matches here, and the golf is really big. In the first 2 singles matches, 210 places in the world rankings between these two. If you thought that was big, 328 places between the girls in the next one.
The next one.
2-6.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's going to be uphill for the Canadian team here. India is top favourite to win.
She's had a couple of net cords go away, Jocelyn Coe, but her serve is just long.
Service over. 7-2.
Little slip by Coe, but she's able to recover.
That's very well placed, that smash to the forehand side of the body. It's an excellent shot by Saina Nehwal. That's really good. Good placement.
Saina was saying she thinks India can make the semi-finals. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, they can. On a good day. On a good day, they can.
With the drift behind them.
Drift and everything else behind them, I would say. But they can do it.
9-2.
Yeah, it'd be good for the tournament as well if one of the local teams, and we've seen the men struggle today, can prosper.
Absolutely. It would get the crowd going.
Service over. 3-9. Service over. 10-3.
Well, it's been Very straightforward so far for Saina Nehwal.
Yeah, 10-3 up. Lots of mistakes from her opponent. It's making it very easy.
And another one there,
11-3.
which means it's a
Interval.
very healthy 8-point advantage for Saina Nehwal at the first interval, dominating right from the start. She has an 11-3 lead. Galala Gopichan is there talking to his man, and interestingly for the Canadians, they have an Indian coach.
An Indian coach,
but
yes.
He's very much Canadian, but obviously of Indian heritage. There he is. Jan, I think his name is.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Very much an
Court
Indian
1,
flavour tonight, isn't it?
20
Yes.
seconds.
Asian flavour.
Wait. 11-3. Wait, wait.
So Saina Nehwal very much with the front
Play.
foot forward here, as you heard from the umpire Kelly Hall. 11-3, her interval lead. She might get this over with very quickly indeed.
12.
We won close to a record. So it's only been played, I think I can see 5 minutes so far.
Correct. That includes the interval.
Yeah.
Can't stress
13,
how hard it is. I mean, I
3.
know this is the 4th Uber Cup appearance only for India, and this is, I think, I think I'm right in saying this is the 8th appearance for Canada. But obviously, India an emerging
14-3.
badminton nation.
It is also due to the qualification system, and especially as Asia is so strong in badminton, it's a lot more difficult for the Asian nations to qualify.
15.
You know, China,
3.
Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, all teams that are very strong, and you know, Asia are not having that many into the tournament, and therefore it's a lot easier for the Canadian team to qualify in the American zone.
Yeah, they were the Pan American champions. In fact, this is their 10th
16-3.
appearance in the Uber Cup. And if you think about it, I mean, obviously Michelle Lee's done very well. She was involved in that partnership with Alex Bruce, who we'll see a little bit later, that almost won a medal at the Olympic Games. Yes. And obviously they were able to feed off that a little bit, but I think they found it very hard with funding.
They do. Badminton is not one of the popular games in Canada, and therefore, as you say, funding is not coming easy. And you see very few Canadian players on the world circuit.
Yeah, my understanding is that, I mean, speaking to one or two of the Canadian players, they're not guaranteed funding for the Commonwealth Games in Scotland in the summer.
Probably not. So they have to go, you know,
Service
back to self-funding if they want to go.
18.
Which is a bit harsh when you're representing your nation, isn't it, really?
It is, especially for such a big event like the Commonwealth Games.
There'll be such problems for Saina Nehwal, who's one of the highest paid sportsmen in India.
Yeah, good shot.
19-4.
In fact, only 2 of the Canadian team that are playing in this Uber Cup will be going to the games. Alex Bruce and the young teenager that we'll be watching in the very next match, which is
20.
Rachel Honderich.
Game points.
Well, it didn't take long. Game points have arrived, a mere 16 of them for Saina Nehwal.
I'm sure she can capitalise on one of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, chances are.
Put your neck on the block there, didn't you,
Yeah,
Martin?
I did. I'm very brave.
Oh, lovely disguise on the drop shot from Saina Nehwal.
Using the
First
full
game won
court.
by India, 21-4.
Well, you can only beat what's in front of you, and so far Saina Nehwal has been doing that very impressively. Perfectly weighted drop shot, goes feet rooted to the ground, and in quick fashion Saina Nehwal chalks off the first game. Doesn't get much more comfortable than that, does it? 8 minutes, 21-4 the scoreline. So, what does a coach say to Jocelyn Coe here, really? I mean, it's a little demoralising, isn't it?
It is. You know, my experience and, you know, been around for so many years, if it's a player that really want to, you know, try to progress in the sport, it's a fantastic challenge. It's wonderful to have these opportunities to play players, opponents so good, because you can learn a lot from it. As you say, it's a little bit discouraging, and you know, losing 21-4 is obviously a big blow. But on the other hand, when the match is over, hopefully she's learned something from it. She can bring something back, bring it back to her training, and say, okay, what can I, you know, learn from this and use in my training and get better for next time.
And for Saina Nehwal, is it just a case of just keep ramming home the advantage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As quickly as possible. Very often you see, or not often, but you see it happens that players playing like this, winning the first set so easily as what Saina Nehwal did here.
There's Mum, Saina Nehwal's mum, yeah.
Watching. You know, you tend to relax, and because you relax, you're not careful, and you actually run into injuries. You know, you twist your angle, something really stupid is happening because you're not paying enough attention. So it's all out.
Second game. Love all. Play.
So it's a case of just trying to pick up where she left off here for Saina Nehwal, for Jocelyn Coe.
And so she does.
It's a case of trying to win as many points as she can. She's kind of got to set herself a goal, maybe try and get to double figures.
Absolutely. I used to, when I played, I used to break it down in points of 3, in groups of 3. I say, okay, for every group of 3, I have to win 2-1. You know, making it smaller, more easy to sort of overlook and say, I can cope with it. It's only the next 3 points. It's not the next 15 points. That's what we used to play those days.
Yeah. Keeps you focused as well, doesn't it?
It does. We see those smashes. She's a very powerful women's singles player, Saina Nehwal. Not a lot of women hit as hard as she does. Good winner down the line.
There's no doubt the main issue for her has been fitness, hasn't it?
It is. And you know, it's first time I've seen her this week, and I actually think she's looking a little bit better than what I've seen the past few months. So I'm sure she's ready to rock and roll.
Coe is very experienced. I mean, she played at this stadium for the Commonwealth Games. She was in the Sudirman Cup last year, albeit playing in the women's doubles and the mixed doubles. It's a small team they brought with them, Canada.
Yeah. But I think she's settling in a lot better now. I think the rallies are getting slightly longer. She can keep it in, do not make as easy mistakes as in the first game, and I think she's starting to settle in a little bit. That was the chance to take by Saina Nehwal there. She was going for the easy point, thought, okay, I play a cross-court smash, I'll probably get away with it, but she didn't. The defense was good from Coe here, very nicely, and obviously had to run the diagonal, and it was too long, too far to run.
Well, pity after a couple of encouraging points for Jocelyn Coe that she puts the serve long.
And here we saw that body smash again. to the forehand side.
5-3.
It's really powerful.
Well, Saina's mum, I think, should be relaxed. Today at least.
I promise you parents are never relaxed when it comes to their kids.
Well, today perhaps. Probably just worried she might get injured or something, you know.
Yeah.
Service over. 4-5.
And I think it's very important for Saina Naval now to really compose and keep her focus, not try to take too many chances and think she can win them easy. She's got to do like that. She's got to do the work and make it count.
6-4.
She will not get it easy if she tries to get it easy.
It's a lovely way to play your way into court conditions, if you like, ahead of
Absolutely.
Hong Kong and Thailand and whatever else may be around the corner. You surprised by any of the other results today, Morton? England's women beating Chinese Taipei. Is that a turn up at all or not?
Yeah, on the in the Uber Cup, I think. Yeah, and that surprised me quite a lot. It did. It did. But England really fought well, and you know, surprised, made a few upsets, and really deserved to win.
And the Danes had in the Thomas Cup, they had a little bit of a worry in the midway point of the match.
7-5.
Honestly, you know, had that second men's doubles gone the other way, 14 all in the third game. You know, anything could have happened in the last men's singles. But luckily for the Danes, they survived it, and on paper they won a comfortable win of 4-1.
Korea turned it around against Germany as well in the Thomas Cup to win that.
Yeah, they went
3-2.
all the way.
Yeah,
all the way to 3-2.
So nothing. Not all the teams have had it all straightforward today. All the ones that have been fancied. China's women certainly did though. And they're of course going to be the favourites here, aren't they, Morton, in the Uber Cup again?
Yeah, China is everywhere. China is favoured to win the men's, the women's, and they have so strong teams because they are having teams of extreme depth. Their players are almost of the same standard, all of them. So you know, it's world class, and it's tough to beat such a side.
Who would you say is the team knocking most on the door in terms of the women's, at least in the Uber Cup, what we're watching here?
Those who can give China the best fight would possibly be Korea.
Okay.
But you see now we're only halfway through the first game here, but we already used the same time as what it took to win the first game.
Well, 6 points on the board for Ko. It's a little more encouraging for her.
Good defense. That's nice. Good fighting.
Yeah.
That's much better.
11-6.
Yeah, better rallies in the opening stages of the second game, but the scoreline maybe not as emphatic, but it's got a familiar look. Nawal already a game up now, 11 points to 6 up in this second game, and pretty close to giving India their first point in this match against Canada.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1,
Well,
20
quick chat,
seconds.
that's all that's required, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure Palila Gopichan, who was there talking to Saina, a little disappointed with what happened this afternoon with the men.
I actually think the
11-6.
first men's singles was really okay. It was a good fight. Srikant did well in the first game, had a good comeback, lost 21-19. If anything was slightly disappointing from the Indian point of view, it was the second single by Kashyap, where he really did not perform to expectations, I think.
Service over.
Lost something like
7-11.
13-8. And I would have expected a much better fight.
Yeah, Malaysia were favourites to win the match overall, but yeah, you're just looking for a little bit more, just something to get the crowd going, really, aren't you?
It could have, in my book, it could easily have been 3-2 for Malaysia and not 4-1. Malaysia top favourites to win. Good smash here. Yeah, really good cross-court smash.
11.
The angle from Justin.
Yeah, perfect. But coming back to the Thomas Cup earlier this afternoon, Malaysia was top favourites to win the two men's doubles, and obviously having Zhang Wei in the first men's singles was 3 fairly decisive points. But 3-2 it could have been.
For the Indian women, they've got obviously 2 very strong singles, and in Padapa and Gutta, they have a women's doubles that
can play really top standard.
Yeah. But that's is where the depth starts, doesn't it, in terms of quality?
Adds on a lot of pressure on those 3 entries in the match, that they have to win almost every single time for the team to perform. Again, we see this body smash. Saina Nehwal is playing so well.
Six points the gap now for Saina in this second game. Make that 7.
Again, the body smash.
15.
And you asked me when this second game started, this is just the same as the first, and I say yes, focus, do exactly and as quickly as possible. And now she's sort of opening up for that body smash, and she's realized that it's a very effective weapon, and now she's going to use it a lot. And here it came again.
16.
She's realized it's a almost straight winner every single time.
What do you make of the effect of PV Sindhu coming on to the scene, if you like, in India? Does that take some pressure off Saina, or will she make her even more eager to try and be India's #1?
I think it works in all ways for India. I think it's good with the competition. No doubt, Saina wants to prove she's still #1, but also in training, it's good to have someone of good standard to play with, and they can improve together and take on the world. So I think it's both on all good on all accounts.
Yeah, both players have had real highs. Of course, Saina at the Olympics winning a bronze, and then obviously last year PV Sindhu winning bronze at the World Championships.
That's good play.
Yeah, nicely done by Jocelyn Cohen. She's got to double figures.
Yep.
10-17.
I don't mean that condescending. I think she's fought very hard in the second game. Another breather while she tightens up those shoelaces.
Thank you, Saina. Play.
Often in one-sided counters, you hear the commentators say she's hardly broken sweat, but that never happens in badminton.
No. Again, really well played.
11-17.
With some more singles practice, I'm sure that Jocelyn could, you know, really zoom up the rankings and even break the top 50, I think.
But she has been pretty close to that previously. She's 28. She's not what you call inexperienced, really, but she's 10 years older than the next Canadian on court. Yeah, well left.
Judgment.
12-18.
I think that's good play by Saina, because the power in this match itself is sometimes sufficient, as what we saw here, but also the straight smash is not opening up the court and means that the reply that comes from Jocelyn might be a straight answer, and obviously Saina can follow up to the net and kill the next one. So again, a solid decision by Saina Nehwal.
And it's match points, 8 of them. And there we are, first time of asking. Saina Nehwal seals the match here. The opening point going India's way, and in very straightforward fashion. An improvement from Ko in that second game.
21-12.
As you heard from the umpire, 21-4, 21-12, and something for the locals to cheer about after the disappointment of earlier the afternoon in the Thomas Cup. Saina Nehwal leading from the front, getting the job done in just 25 minutes. 21-4, 21-12, the score over Jocelyn Ko of Canada. Well, it was a very nervous start, wasn't it, from Jocelyn Ko, and the points were coming really easy at the beginning of the match for Saina Nehwal.
There were lots of mistakes on return of serve, and obviously that's something you should try to avoid at all accounts.
But it brought a lot of smiles to the faces of the cheering Indian players, and well, 21-4 is probably as emphatic as you'll see in the Thomas and Uber Cup this week. But things did improve a little bit for Jocelyn Ko in the second game. But still, there was only ever going to be one winner. Just the kind of start that Saina Nehwal would want, just to get used to the court conditions and get herself in the mood for what's to come. Mum did enjoy it most of the time.
Yeah, we hope. That's a very good cross-court smash.
But it was just 25 minutes on court for Saina Nehwal. Not that she'll mind that. There will be tougher matches to come on. You would think she'd be maybe in the game against Thailand, taking on Ratchanok Intanon, which will be a far tighter affair. And there we go, that was the winning point. Handshakes all round, job done. This Siri Fort Sports Complex that was redesigned ahead of the Commonwealth Games has hosted the Indian Open Super Series event that's held in this country as well. So India leading by a point to nil, winning that first women's singles, and after women's singles it's time again for women's singles. After watching the world number 8 in action, it's time for the world number 11, PV Pusala Venkata Sindhu up against Rachel Honderich. Two 18-year-olds, but two teenagers with very different experience.
Group Y, second women's singles, India represented by PV Sindhu and Canada represented by Rachel Honderich. Umpire Mike Ryan, England. Service judge Evo Castle, Switzerland.
So the players making their way out. PV Sindhu ahead of fellow teenager Rachel Honderich, the 18-year-old high school student who's playing her first senior international competition. And this is what you were talking about, Morton. For her, it's a great experience. She's off to the Commonwealth Games in the summer as well in Glasgow. This is a really good grounding for her.
It is, and she should make the best of it.
Obviously, it's a player that Team Canada feel has potentially a good future. We've already seen Michelle Lee perform well in the last couple of years.